I saw a picture of Esther this morning, and she looks so beautiful. I'm so happy to be here.
Flattery will get you in the hot seat every time.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And I mean it. She just looks beautiful. And so anyway...
Well, unfortunately, you've used all of your time.
Sorry about that. Okay. What was I going to talk about? I was in the hot seat in Atlanta 10 years ago. And my life was totally different then. I sort of listened to the words of Abraham, and I thought, okay, it sounds good. I want to believe it. But I knew in my ability to repel what I wanted. I knew about that. So I knew that the law of attraction was right. I was just on the other side of it.
You're never on the other side of law of attraction.
Well,
law of attraction is always bringing to you exactly what you are offering vibrationally.
Yeah.
It's like gravity. You never, ever are going to fall up.
Yeah. And so, you talk about the analogy of you've got a balloon and you're holding it underwater, and then you finally just release, and then the balloon shoots up out of the water because the pressure makes it go up.
Actually, we talk about a cork, but the same difference.
A cork, sure.
It has a natural inclination to float, yes.
Well, so anyway, I listened to you for years, and I was like, this sounds good, but in my life, the reality is that I'm still on the side of, where is it? My stuff isn't coming, and I'm wanting it.
Well, the reason ever that it sounded good, even for a moment, was because for some reason in that moment, you'd listened long enough or whatever.
Yeah.
You weren't offering a vibrational pattern of resistance in that moment, so you felt resonance with it. That's why something sounds good. When you say it sounds good, you didn't mean it sounds good, because we weren't singing to you.
Right.
You mean it felt good when I heard when I translated those words into my version of vibration, I found resonance from it.
Yeah.
And then there was a but then?
Well, yeah. Well, the words intellectually sounded good, but of course it's also, I love listening to Esther talk. I love her voice.
Nothing feels good. We appreciate the flattery again, but
true.
nothing feels good. Nothing feels good because of the words. It's a vibrational resonance. That's always in other words, nothing sounds good intellectually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Unless something moves you emotionally, then there's been no vibrational improvement, you see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So 10 years ago I was here. The words, I heard them, but they weren't manifesting. I mean, I wasn't able to...
Because words don't teach, life experience does. So good things happen, yeah. 2
years ago, I started meditating. I don't know what happened, but I just sort of thought, well, meditation's a good idea. So I actually started to do it. And I did it for like half an hour a day. And that's when almost every teaching of yours started to happen in my life.
Because in meditation, what happens? In meditation, you let go of the cork.
Yeah.
When you stop the thought, you stop resistance. When you stop resistance, your vibration raises. When your vibration raises, what's in your vortex can be realized by you seamlessly.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, and it was so exciting because it's like, oh my gosh, all this stuff, you talk about the vortex and you talk about it being pregnant with the things you've put in it, or, put in it. And actually this stuff started flowing to me almost to the point where it was like, it reminded me of like there was a parable where Jesus's disciples were, they put the net out and then the net was so full of fish that it was bursting the net. And that's sort of how I feel about my life in some ways. In some ways, it's happening so fast that I don't even know how to keep up with it. Because
in real time, once you've practiced it, and once you've got the hang of the feeling of it, then the real-time realization is you just move through time as this wholly focused, all of you, in this moment. Your point of attraction is exponentially enhanced. We cannot even find accurate comparative description of the leverage that you accomplish once you do what you've been doing. In other words, and that doesn't mean that you can't focus in some way and prevent it or resist it or hinder it, but once it starts flowing, once you've got that, then the entire world has to perceive you as you perceive yourself within the world.
Yeah.
The world is reflecting back to you exactly what your opinion of you is. So what you accomplish during meditation is a merging of the opinion of Source with you.
Yeah.
You just can't the flow, the dominance of who you really are will prevail every time. Yeah. Even if you have to croak for that to occur.
Well, I'm finally believing I don't have to croak for this stuff to start happening.
You don't. Good.
And it's really a wonderful thing. I will say the only negative part about where I've gotten is, like, I feel in some ways like I've raised my vibration so high that sometimes I feel like, oh shit, I'm the only person here. I'm the only person. I don't know, like lonely at the top kind of a thing.
But here's the thing. That intellectually that sounded pretty good. However, these are the flaws in it. When you are really in alignment, you are blended with the whole of who you are, and that is the opposite of lonely.
Yeah.
That's full. So if you're feeling a moment of detachment or loneliness from others, it's not because you've achieved a high vibration and there's nobody else there with you. It's because you have been high, you know what that feels like, and now you're not, and what you're lonely for is your alignment.
Yeah.
Every time, every single time. We know what you're talking about. Esther's been saying she says I'm a vibrational snob, meaning that once you have felt the fullness of all of you being present in the moment, nothing else will do.
Yeah.
But your loneliness is not about, you see, you never did want to fill that void with other people. That is truly looking for love in all the wrong places. That's looking for alignment in all the wrong places. When you find alignment, you're happy by yourself. When you find alignment, you're happy when you're with others. When you find alignment, there's an unconditional happiness. You don't need people to behave or perform in any certain way in order for you to feel good. You just feel good because that's what you've practiced yourself into, you see. So if you're still feeling some loneliness, that's all right. It just means you're still working the kinks out of this steady alignment thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.